Hi again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to do the second half of my what solds for last week. This will be last weekend, November 5th through the 7th. Let's talk eBay. This weekend, I have really focused on doing the end and sell similar. What I've been doing is going into my active listings, scrolling all the way to the right and clicking on the category that's how many time left or whatever, and getting the things that are ending the soonest. I had been going in and ending my oldest and doing sell similar, but this way I'm not ending anything that hasn't already that has already been relisted this month. So I'm going to try to plow through them as quickly as I can. I did about, I want to 600 yesterday, and I have seen an upswing in sales. I think I ship Saturday mornings. So yesterday I had, I want to say only 7 that I shipped. But so far, I think from Saturday throughout the rest of the day and today, I'm up to about 25. So I've seen definitely an upswing. After I make this video, I'm going to focus on trying to get another couple hundred ended. I'm not doing just the go in and end and do sell similar. I am trying to clean them up a little bit, add the item specifics to the ones that I can. So it is taking me a little bit longer, but I want to see that number of recommended item specifics also going down as I do this. I just don't want to have to touch all of these listings again. And then I think, you know, until I see a change and I see others talking about seeing a change that, you know, eBay's gone back to normal, I guess I'll just keep doing this every month. Just make sure that you're ending the things that are about to end anyway, and that way you're not really using any listings that you know, any of your available listings. Like for me, I have 8,000 items. My store level, I can have 10,000. But you know, I try to list maybe 600 or so a month. So, you know, I have some leeway, but you know, this way I'm not ending things that just possibly just renewed 4 days ago. So, you know, I'm hoping this helps some, but it's like I haven't done any processing this weekend at all because I've spent all day yesterday, you know, working on this, what I call maintenance of eBay, instead of, you know, processing stuff. So I'm hoping it helps. I'm hoping, you know, others are seeing an upswing, but it just, you know, it's monotonous that we're having to go through this. All right, so I have about 35 items to show you. I do have a few extra things. I did a video a little while back about some of the brands that I like to sell. So there were 2 things in here that I thought I would show you other things to be looking for in that brand, you know, just to kind of change things up a little bit. And, you know, there are certain brands, you know, I might find something that I know is an $8 one, but there are other things in that same brand that might be worth $30, $40, $50. So I just thought I'd share a little bit extra with you guys. It's cold down here, so I have a jacket on. Since I'm not planning on staying down here, I haven't turned anything on to warm it up. All right, so here we go. First thing I'm going to share is I went to an estate sale a couple weeks ago. It was like a little over an hour drive for me, but I had seen in the pictures that there were Little Tikes dollhouse stuff, and so I wanted to go. So we went and I bought everything that I could find. Now this tractor is dollhouse size, and I intentionally on this first page included the tape measure because I've had too many instances where they buy this and then I get a return because they thought it was child size and not dollhouse size. So I even stated in my listing, this is dollhouse size, not child size. But I think I paid $4 for this, and I did take a best offer of $29. Always, always, especially Little Tykes Dollhouse stuff. It's harder to find, and it sells better than usually the FisherPrice Loving Family. These I was going to share. I took a best offer of $6 on these, but the picture's a little deceiving. I mean, I do have a picture of it with a tape measure. These little balls are only 1 inch. They are vintage packaging, and a lot of people like to buy this type of stuff because they set up these displays where it's just vintage packaging of this Christmas stuff. Sometimes they even buy like the shiny bright boxes without even ornaments in it or other things like that. Anything vintage packaging. And I've seen pictures on Pinterest of just these elaborate displays, and they are beautiful, but I don't do that. But I always pick these up. You can almost get these for like $1 or something at yard sales. And, you know, I did take a best offer of $6 on this and put it in a little box and send it on its way. This is Rila Kuma. They're like these little anime characters, or what I seem to think. I've found quite a few. I kind of compare them to like the Pushins. They just have these anime features about them. I'm pretty sure I paid $1 or $2 for this at a yard sale, and I did sell it for $23.70. This is a wherever pressure cooker part. You know, I've been selling a whole lot of small appliances or cookware parted out. I think this came off of the pressure cooker that I shipped that was broken, and I had her return it to me because I had lots of parts with it. The post office destroyed the box. But this was the little pressure valve plug that was sitting on the lid, and I just went ahead and unscrewed it, took everything apart, listed it, sold it for $18.95. This is from my online estate sale. It was just one of the little teeny tiny plush that was included in it. It's for InfoSurf. Very little. I was surprised, and I couldn't have anything to compare it to. Put a $14.95 price on it and sold it for $14.20. This is Mattel Barbie Plush. It is a puppy mermaid from 2018, and I did sell it for $9.45. This was a black dog plush that I picked up. It did not have a tag. I could not figure out what the brand was, so I went ahead and listed it, stated there was no tag, and sold it for $10.40. These, I think I've mentioned these before in other videos. These are by Hallmark. They are in the Rodney Reindeer series. This one was Randy. The tags have their names on it. I always pick these up. Again, they're like $1 or 50 cents at yard sales. If you can get the whole lot, they do quite well. But I did sell this one for $9.45. Now this is the one with the body is 4 inches long. But there are others that the body is bigger. These actually, to me, sell quicker, the smaller ones. Just an example of a pair of jeans we sold. This was Amethyst. Probably paid $1 or $2 at a yard sale and did sell them for $18.70. Our sales are picking up. I'm about at 600. So I'm hoping to start seeing, you know, even like 3 to 4 a day now. But we'll see. All right, I've talked about this before. These are called Russ Home Buddies. They are very small plush, and they're made out of that terry cloth, like a washcloth fabric. This was the Santa. It's not one of the highly sought after ones. I actually think I have 2 of these. I did sell Santa for best offer of $10, but I went ahead and pulled up some of the solds. It's not high dollar, but a lot of times these are so little that usually you can get them for $1 or 50 cents. But here the penguin sold for 48. This is a rabbit for 40. The gray mouse is very popular. I have found it a couple of times. That one sold for 37. The monkey, this is Ringo the dog. I've had it a couple of times. I was going to try to find, I've had this little bear. This one's 35. This striped mouse is very popular. As you can see, here's one for 27 plus shipping, and then this one's $32.95. So just keep your eye out. I've talked about, make sure you definitely check comps on any plush that is made out of terry cloth. This is a Hasbro Kitty Surprise plush. I probably picked it up at the bins because it's all by itself and didn't have the mom or any others with it. This is the older one. I think they're from the 80s. The newer ones, I don't get quite as much. I usually get 2 or 3 of them together, and I'll get anywhere from like $8 to $10 for the babies. I actually do better selling the babies separate from the moms. But this is one of the older ones, and I did take a best offer of $8 on it. I have come to realize finding plush that has the Walgreens tag on it seems to do really well. I'm not quite sure what's up with that. Maybe they're so specialized that they only were released by Walgreens. I'm not sure. I found this just probably a week or 2 ago, and I sold it for this Husky dog for $23.70. It has a little bandana on it, but I swear everything that I have found that has Walgreens has done really well. So this is Marcha Dime's bear. This is from my online estate sale. There were tons of these types bears with just from all the different, advertising. I decided to just go ahead and list each one of them separate. A lot of them were either $7.95 or $9.95, but I did sell this one relatively quickly for $7.55. This is an Ikea plush. I love finding Ikea plush. This is just a little 8-inch pig. I think they came in different colors, and one might be more sought after than the other. I'm not quite sure. I did sell this pig for $8.50, but here's another screen of some of the other Ikea plush to be looking for. I've never seen this cat. It's a gray Gossig cat. It's sold for $100 here. Here's another one for $98. There's a Bernese mountain dog. Now these are large. This one says 35 inches. It sold for $65. This is a brown bear for $70. These little rats for $70. Another bulldog. So just, they're very unique because they almost always have embroidered eyes. That's how I almost always can tell immediately without even looking for the tag. The tags are long, so a lot of times they get cut off. Kids just don't leave them on there. But I have found, if you find a plush that's kind of soft but very loose, and it has embroidered eyes, check and see if it's Ikea. More homeschool curriculum. We bought a bunch of Abeka, and I'm quickly going through it. I think I'm down to, I had like 8 small boxes based on grade level, and I've got everything condensed now into like 3 boxes of what's left. And I did sell this curriculum for $10.40. This was kind of surprising. Now, it's not a big sale, but tie, for the most part, I sell $5 to $8. A lot of it goes on to Facebook Marketplace. But this Winnie the Pooh plush from 2013, even without its little paper tag, I still sold it for $11.35. This is a vintage child sweater. Now, I went to an estate sale. Let me get my lights. All right. I don't know if I've told this story before, but I went to a vintage estate sale, I think earlier, no, it probably was the end of last year. And they had a whole area of one room. They must have had like a children's boutique that specialized in vintage clothes. Now, everything on the racks were vintage. Now, I picked up several like Oshkosh Bagosh little overalls and jeans and a couple of vintage Levi's, a couple of outfits. But they were a little expensive. They were wanting anywhere from like $5 to $8 for these items. So I bought what I wanted and I left. But they told me when we were leaving that they were going to be doing an online auction for everything that was left over at the end. So I made sure I got on there, and one of the lots was the rest of the kids' clothes that was in there. I won it all for $5. Everything. It was probably maybe 3 garbage bags full, and I have hardly touched it. I have got to get to them because there was a lot of but there was some really cute frilly dresses and stuff that I've got to get to. But somehow this one got out of the pile, and I did list it. And this sweater sold for best offer of $10. This is Blankets and Beyond Lovey. Like I've always said, I pick up most Loveys that I find. Some do really well for me. Blankets and Beyond is one of those that it's medium-ish. A lot of them sell for probably $10 to $15. This one is just flat. It didn't have like a plush animal, attached to it. But I did end up selling the Lovey for best offer of $15. These are Tupperware lunch trays, divided trays. I picked up 4 of them at an estate sale. I want to say I paid $1 for all of them, $2 for all of them. It may have been $1 each. I decided to do 2 lots of 2. And they're red. They're a little bit different. There's blue ones and other colors. But the red I didn't seem to see as much of. And I did sell the first 2 for $16.10. Now, it's on a sale right now, which is why the price on this screen is lower. I've got a 10% sale going right now. These are J41 shoes. Now, on the tag, that J, I think, stands for Jeep. They use Jeep technology or something. But I actually had a pair like these in my size. Very nice quality. These weren't my size, so I did buy these to resell and listed them and sold them very quickly for $23.70. I think I paid $3 at a yard sale. This is a Carter's My First Doll. I like to pick these dolls up, and not just the Carters. There's some by different brands. Kids Preferred, Play School, Goond has some, just a lot of different ones. And usually they say My First Doll on them. This one had a little rattle in it. And, I've always said, definitely check the comps on plush that have rattles in them. She was listed for a little while, and I took a best offer. No, I sold her at the $6.60. But I believe she was one of those ones that was in my bulk relist at the end of the month. So, I am seeing things that I've had listed a while. I don't ever recollect getting even offers on them, and now all of a sudden they're selling. I'm getting tons and tons of offers today. It's just been I'm surprised. Right before I started trying to do this, I had to clear the screen twice because little offers kept coming across. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I'm going to see an upswing in sales. This is a blender lid for a KitchenAid. I bought it intending to actually sell the whole thing because the whole thing was going to sell for $40 or $50. But when I tested it, the blender wasn't working. So I have parted it out. I did sell this lid for the $18.95. And then I think today I sold another piece, the little plastic thing that holds the glass jar on it. So I just divvied it all out, and it's selling. Definitely check into selling parts. These are Tupperware canisters. I paid $10 for these at an estate sale. They were really dirty, and I tried cleaning them once, and they looked terrible, but Robert took it upon himself to help me out, and he scrubbed them and got them in better shape. They did have a whole lot of scratches and stuff on them. They had definitely been used. So there were not very many of these blue ones, so I figured they're a little bit more harder to get, and I did take a best offer of $50 on them. This was from my online estate sale. I think when I showed it, it was very dingy, just yellowed, but I got it cleaned up very nicely. There was still a little bit of discoloration. Listed it, sold it very quickly for $28.45. Definitely always watch. This again is one of those My First Babies. You can see it right here on the shirt. Not all of them are grand slams, but I'm happy when something sells for more than $20. This is from Walmart, but it's also gooned. Very cute little tabby cat. I think I paid 50 cents, maybe $1 for it, because it had this little collar with a little silver fish hanging off of it. I just thought it was adorable. Sold it for $9.45. Here's my big sale. Not as grand as some of the other weeks, but I'm happy. This is a walk in the park electronic display. It was one of those, I think you could do battery or plug in for it, but you set it all up, and the clock made noise, and I think the figures moved. It just did a whole lot of stuff. Listed it kind of high, and I took a best offer of $75 for it. I don't think it had ever been set up because everything was still in their little, so I just didn't take it out and set it up. Now, sometimes I will, but this just had too many pieces, and I just decided, no, I'm just gonna show everything that it's all still in its little packs. All right, this is my next few are my Facebook orders, and then I actually had 2 Mercari orders. I have been listing a lot on Facebook, Mercari, and now Etsy. I'm hoping to start seeing more as I get more listed on there. Mercari, I think you start seeing more activity when you get up to like 1,000 listings, and I'm heading, I think, into 600. So it's time consuming to do the cross listing, but I think it's well worth it. This is Mattel Bubble Guppies. It didn't have a figure with it. I went ahead and listed it separately and sold it for $6.65. This is a FisherPrice Loving Family Mom. If you notice, I have a number 3 here. Usually, if they're a little bit differently, I won't list all of them under one listing. One might still have her hair in a ponytail or have different condition issues. So usually I'll tack a number on the end of it so that eBay doesn't think I have duplicate listings. But because everything starts on eBay with me. But I did sell her on Facebook for $5.70. This is a Little People. I sell a lot of them on Facebook. Sold the elephant for $4.75. This is a FisherPrice Amazing Animals. This is Dumbo. Sold it for $4.75. There's a whole series of these. There's regular zoo animals, giraffes, elephants. But I have figured out there is a Lady and the Tramp from this series, the Amazing Animals, and she is highly sought after, and I have only found her one time. So definitely, they have these little, They click when you move them, and then they usually have like something on them that almost looks like a teether. They're more like for younger children. This I found at an estate sale. I want to say I paid $2 for it. Sold it on Facebook Marketplace for $13.30. I have a 5% sale going on in there. That's why it's these oddball numbers. I just thought it was very cute, and these little spoons that were in it are glass, and I just thought higher quality item. This is a Santa Claus pillow. I sold it for $13.30. And then this was the big sale for Facebook. It was a wolf husky, but the tag said from the Roanoke County Public Library, and I did sell it for $15.20. My two Mercari sales. This is a Carter's Lovey, shaped like a rabbit. I sold it. She sent me an offer of $7, which I did accept. And these were from my online estate sale. These are the puppets from the dinosaur movie, Disney Dinosaur. They were McDonald's Kids Meal toys. This is the complete set, all 4 of them, and I sold them for $33. So that's it. I'm going to go upstairs and continue ending and relisting and maybe doing a lot of little cross listing. And then I'm going to come down here in a little bit and start working on some clothes, because that's where my focus has been this week, is trying to get a bunch of clothes done.